Yes, welcome everyone. Thank you for joining me on today's live. Millionaire only, 53-year-old single mom of three kids, two baby dads, still dating. Very problematic, and we're gonna get
Love
straight
her.
into
Hey, baby. Lord. She's so fine.
Hey, you looking snatched? Okay, Crystal. So Crystal's been on the show, on the online show 2 times. And her very first time, as
That's
we
a
mentioned
lie.
here,
I'm not
she said
snatched.
she wanted a man that made $1 million. Wait,
Rock.
I'm sorry.
what's that for, Zach?
That's a fine cougar right there.
Oh.
You fine, Crystal. Yes, sir.
Right. You know, like,
All right, we got Crystal. Now,
That
Crystal's
is
actually been on my
seriously
show
cringing.
before. Crystal, what part of Chicago are you representing, girl?
I'm representing the Southeast Side, South Shore.
Southeast side. Crystal, how old are you?
I'm 53 years old.
53 and fine. You have
Thank
any
you.
kids?
I have three adult children.
3 adult children. That's right. Mamas want me to make sure they know they don't got kids. They got adult children. How old are
Yeah.
your 3 adult children?
I have a 30-year-old, a 23-year-old, and a 19-year-old. 24 and
Okay.
19. I'm sorry. They just turned it.
24, 19. 24,
Yes.
19. All by the same man?
Two different ones. My oldest child has a separate father than the other two.
Okay. Have you ever been married?
Never been married.
Never married. And what you do for a living, Crystal?
I am a realtor and a business owner.
Realtor and business owner. All right, Crystal, what kind of man you looking for?
I'm
Okay,
looking
just going to pause it right there. I think this whole entire interaction is it's already problematic. You know, she is 53 years old and she has two different baby dads and still dating, which I'm not surprised, you know. She is at a point where she has failed. Initially, she's failed and she's looking to relive some type of new life as a 50-year-old, redeem herself back in the streets. I mean, you know, I personally think that once you hit a certain age as a female, you're supposed to be on bigger things. You know, you're supposed to actually live more of a valuable life. And that's why I say they are females. They haven't grown into their womanhood because you are 50-year-old and still dating like every other female who's in their 20s, but it's worse because you actually have children. So you never actually grew into your womanhood. You essentially just became a failure.
for a man that understands how they want to interact with the woman in their life. So I'm looking for a man that wants to treat me very, very well and that I can reciprocate the same in return.
Okay. Now, Crystal's been on the show before. Crystal, Crystal kind of, they was coming for Crystal because Crystal had a high money requirement. So do you want to reset? What was your money requirement, Crystal?
So when I first came on the show, I said that I wanted a millionaire. And in my opinion, I don't think that that is a very difficult achievement to place yourself in the room of. Because when you're looking for something, you're supposed to place yourself in whatever it is that you want for yourself, and you're supposed to know what you deserve and what you want.
That is a lie. The truth is, a lot of these females, they think that they can be able to demand anything. Meanwhile, she's a single mom with two baby dads. It's clear that it doesn't matter how much she demands, she's not getting it and won't get it. It's clear that she's not around those circles. She has never been around those circles. And even if she was ever close to that, she's insignificant. She's invisible to those men. That's why she needs to go on a Kendra G platform to be seen. You know, it's easy for anyone to say what they want, but it's clear as day that you are not getting it. A lot of these single moms, you know, they think that they can be able to get the man that they want, but realistically, if you think a single mom is never truly in a monogamous relationship, so what you have is a man also having to accept the fact that he is sharing this female with another man. Millionaires don't need to share, especially not a 50-year-old with two baby dads.
So I didn't know that it would ruffle so many feathers to say that I was looking for a millionaire. I don't think that anyone can put a determination on what you should want to impact your life. You should want the best. So I didn't know that I didn't know it would ruffle so many feathers.
Right. Okay. So now is the millionaire, is that still the money requirement for your book?
Welcome, Crowned. Welcome,
I don't want
Nesman.
to put a number on it, because as I reflect back on that, I can admit to something. And I do think that might not have been the best thing to put.
I think the reason a lot of these females, they like to act disingenuous. I believe that she knew it was going to ruffle feathers. We are in 2025, where we understand that a lot of things that females will say, the more problematic and the more demanding it is, the more people are going to respond to it. So that's just an outright lie. She knew damn well that it was going to ruffle some feathers, and she wanted it to ruffle some feathers because she thought that as if she can get the exposure, then she can be able to attract this man. This is all like it's all like a technical thing. A lot of these females, they know what they're doing. They act like they don't, because that is their way of trying to be able to get that man. She knew she was going to ruffle some feathers, and with that she was going to be able to attract the millionaire. Now the main issue is you're a single mom, and what you have is someone that believes that they are valuable enough to be able to attract a man like that. It's not that people's feathers are ruffled, it is the fact that you are so delusional, it is shocking. People are actually shocked how delusional this female is, and how she actually believes that she can be able to attract a man like that. That is what people are essentially saying.
Put out there. So I would just say that I'm looking for someone that has the ability and the desire to treat a woman extremely well. That would be, with a lot of respect, admiring the qualities that I bestow as a woman, what I can bring to the table to you and enhance your manhood. And in order for those things to happen, it requires a certain level of prestige to put your to for in order for that to actually manifest and take place, in my opinion. So
Okay, so she said to be able to uplift his manhood. This is what a lot of these females don't understand. When you become a single mom, you're not actually uplifting his manhood, you're actually emasculating him. A man who dates a single mom is automatically emasculated. It doesn't matter if the children are adults, he is still sharing you with another man. Your whole presence is a not only a manifestation but a product of your past, because you have children now and you have two baby dads. So everything about you is not even authentically you anymore. It is a part of your two baby dads' DNA and their mistakes as well. So you're not uplifting him, you're actually emasculating him, because now he is with essentially two other men's mistakes, two other men's a leftover. That doesn't make a man feel like he's masculine and he has authority and he's able to actually produce what he wants with that woman. If anything, it almost makes him feel like this is the best that he can do, because he can't even be able to attract a woman authentically that is single, childless, and be able to create something with her. A lot of these females think just because you are biologically a woman means that you will automatically be able to uplift a man. No, that's not how it works. We have to take a look at who you are, what you've done in your life. And that is what's either going to uplift him or essentially just be a liability to his image and everything that he has done, especially a millionaire. If anything, she will just tarnish his image and his credibility. Because in many people's eyes, investors' eyes, influencers' eyes, wherever he is at that has made him a millionaire, they're going to look at him and think, well, why is it that this is as best as you could do, a single mom with two baby dads? Now we have to question his mindset, let alone hers.
I want someone that wants to travel the world, that likes to do fine dining, that really wants to have a soft life and give that to their woman.
Okay. Are you open to all races?
I'm definitely
Soft life is. I'm just gonna say that a lot of these females is soft life. I'll be honest with you. You're too old to be talking like this. You are too old to be talking like this. Soft life. You know, a lot of these. This is why I say they're in a midlife crisis. Why are you talking like you are young, hip, with this social media antic and these words? Soft life doesn't apply to you. Soft life is something that is trending on TikTok where females feel that they're too emasculated. You're 50. Why are you talking like you're in your 20s and still using TikTok?
open to all races because I think when you are looking to achieve a certain caliber of lifestyle for yourself with someone in the process, I definitely think that you cannot limit yourself in doing that. And I think if you limit yourself to saying, I'm only going to date this race of people, I think that that is limiting what you're trying to manifest.
Okay, Crystal. Let me ask you this question. So if you met a man and he was nice and kind but couldn't afford to travel,
Basically, she wants to manifest a man that can be able to give her the lifestyle that she wants. That's really what it is. She wants to manifest a millionaire because she wants to live like a millionaire. She wants to experience what a millionaire lives like. That's all that she's doing. It is a really sad attempt of hypergamy and reaching its highest. It's a sad attempt, to be fair.
the world and for you guys to go to the finest restaurants. Does this guy have an option? And if he doesn't, he doesn't. Just curious.
No, and in all honesty, maybe an option for a very good friendship. But as far as for my personal life, I'm just not looking for someone that I have to limit myself with. And if I could say this, Kendra, a lot of times it's like, well, can you afford those things for yourself? Well, yes, I do. When I want to go to fine restaurants, I take myself there. When I want to go travel, I take myself traveling. So what I want, I present for myself, and that's what I want from someone else is to enhance and do the same things that I'm interested in doing.
This is, this is all just a bunch of crap that she's saying because it's beyond the fact that you can be able to afford fine dining. Okay, a lot of these females are in debt and they still go out fine dining. So spending money doesn't actually mean anything. I don't know why they even mention it or talk about it. I can be able to buy my own hair, pay my own nails. I can be able to go to the best restaurant and fly everywhere. Yeah, broke people do that. People that are in debt, people that with low credit score, they all are doing that. Spending money doesn't actually deem you valuable or qualified for a man that is a millionaire. You're a spender. That's all that it is. You either spend within your means or outside of your means, but spending doesn't mean that you automatically qualify for a man that is a millionaire. The truth is, it is not even about how much you make. It is what is a millionaire going to find attractive? And that is definitely not a single mom who's 53 with 2 baby dads. Because if that was the case, she wouldn't be on Kendra G's show. If you are able to already, you see, people that can already attract millionaires, they don't need to say it, they don't need to talk about it. They just do it. And they're just around men that make certain money. That's just like when you have females start asking and demanding certain amount of money, understand that she ain't really getting it like that. She's never been around a man with money, and she's trying to enter that space by talking about it. Women or females that actually attract these type of men, they don't need to talk about it and they don't need to make it known. They're already doing it. Whether she's a gold digger or whether she's a wife, they're already in that space. And that's the difference.
And there you have it. All right, Crystal. Come on out so we can see your fine self in person. Zach, you gotta have $1 million in the bank.
I know. I want a millionaire too. We gonna find one together.
Okay. All right.
Okay, so Crystal, What is the challenge you think you're having with dating in Chicago?
I think the challenge that I'm having with dating in Chicago is that I'm honestly probably not taking advantage of the environments that I should.
Okay, so you need to go out more.
I need to go out more.
You need to go out more. So money really matters.
You see, this is what I'm saying. It's she believes that she needs to go out more to be around those men. I'm telling you, she does not see. This is a lot of these female. This is why I would also say they're like predators. You know, predators need to go to certain spaces to fish out certain things that they want, right? To be able to extract or use them for their own wants and needs in a very harmful manner, shall I say. In this case, she's making it known that it right now, while she's in Chicago, she needs to go to places where she can find millionaires. And that's my point. She's not attracting them. She needs to go to where they are at. Understand, people walk past millionaires every single day. Okay, they are human just like all of us. They're not these magical, mystical creatures that live in some space and aliens. No, they're humans like me and you. And they could be in the supermarket just where you're at. They could be parking, they could walk past you while you're parking the car. You could be at a very well-known shopping center and they're getting something for their family. So understand, she has walked past many millionaires. We all have. Millionaires don't need to wear flashy stuff to know that they're making money. You know, they're just human. They will wear whatever they want to wear. And my point is she's not attracting those men. That's why she feels the need to be able to put herself in a space where there are millionaires, because those millionaires are not interested in her. They see her and see a bot. They see her and see degeneracy. They see her and think liability. I'll be honest with you, they probably don't even notice her. They probably don't even notice her. Just like a lot of these females, a lot of these females say that 80% of men are invisible and they're only attracted to 20%. Well, guess what? These millionaires, 80% of females are invisible to them too. 80% of females and women are invisible to the 20%. If you can be able to attract 80% of women and females, what, you think all of them are going to be noticed and attractive to them? No. Now they can be able to pick and choose what they want. So trust and believe she's invisible to those men. And that's why she needs to be in their space, thinking that she will be visible. She'll just be a paid escort in that case. That's all that she's going to be seen as. When she enters their space, she's not going to be seen as a wife. She's not going to be seen as a beautiful woman. She's going to be seen as an escort that they essentially are going to either choose to pay for coochie or not. That's it. But she's invisible, just like the 80% of men are invisible.
I definitely think that money matters. I don't think it should be the primary focus and the center of everything, because in the end, it's all about being loved, having companionship,
Welcome,
having
Kenneth.
someone that you can spend the rest
Right.
of your life with. But money matters. It just does. It's just a fact.
And for those I didn't ask it here, you have dated millionaire men in the past.
I have. I worked at the stock exchange, so that was my environment. So that was what I was around. So that's what I had.
Have you ever been married?
You see, this is my point, is that the only time she's actually ever interacted with millionaires is while working at that stock exchange place that she was talking about. That's the only time she has interacted with millionaires. So the only time they interacted with her is when they needed a service from her. Whether it's for a job, stock, a reception, it's only based off service. Just like if she was to put herself amongst those men, it will only be for service. The only time she has interacted with them is based off service. Now, she also mentioned that she has dated these millionaires, but they never married her. They were only there for the service. So whether she's working at the stock company, service. Dating them, service. They're not actually attracted to her as a woman that they want to be with. They're only there to get what they want, whether it's behind the desk or in the bedroom.
I've never been married.
Proposed to?
I'm sorry.
Have you ever been proposed to?
I was proposed to. I was engaged. I'll say I was engaged to my person I was with for many, many years.
Was he a millionaire?
He was a millionaire. He's made millions of dollars.
What happened?
What happened is just that we could not get on the same accord, the same page. It is very difficult to get someone on the same page when you're growing and developing together. So that's what happened. He was living his life. He was out there making things happen for himself, meeting plenty of women and doing different things. And eventually you get tired of that and you want more.
Okay, so the only time that she was in a relationship with a millionaire, he wasn't even committed to her. And that's another thing as well. So she's basically saying, well, they were dating, he proposed to her. And I'll be honest with you, I don't believe that. I don't. I could believe, yeah, maybe he proposed to her, but I still don't believe the fact that he is a millionaire. You need to understand that a lot of these females will say whatever they want to say so they can be able to maintain some type of profile online. Understand, a female that is going to be proposed to a millionaire, she's not going to just say no. If you're looking for a millionaire and he proposed to you, you are not going to say no. That is cap at its finest. But one thing I do believe is that he was unfaithful. One thing I do believe that he wasn't committed to her. Now that I do believe. I think maybe he was making a bit of money. Maybe he was living a certain lifestyle that she was able to be comfortable in and be able to do the things that she wanted to do with a man that's making money. But if a millionaire truly proposed to her, she wouldn't be on the Kendra show. Now, this man who was making a decent amount of money, probably above average, yes, and proposed to her. But it doesn't. Does it really mean anything when he's not committed to you? Does it really mean anything when he's unfaithful to you? See, a lot of females, they want the cake. They want everything that comes with the money and the man. They want him to be committed and they want him to make above average wage. You're not going to get both, especially when you don't bring anything else other than your coochie. A lot of these men don't need to be faithful, and it won't be faithful, especially if you're a single mom. You offer nothing but coochie. So what else was you expecting? It sounds like he just wanted to marry you just to make you feel like you're important. A lot of men do that as well. They will just put a ring just to shut you up. But he's still going to do what he wants to do.
I will say this, and I mean this candidly and not just to you. I mean this to everybody. Millionaires got hoes.
Meeting plenty of women and doing different things, and eventually you get tired of that and you want more.
I will say this, and I mean this candidly and not just to you. I mean this to everybody. Millionaires got hoes.
No, I was gonna.
Zach, tell the truth.
So I want to be honest when I say that. Millionaires got women.
So let's say that they have a variety and they have the pick of the meal for what they want.
Yeah.
I don't think we should call women hoes.
Okay.
Yeah, that was just for emphasis.
No, we should, because that's what they are. And you are one of them too. I don't know why you're getting upset by that. Millionaires do have 304s. They do have a roster of females that are just for one thing and one thing only, and that is for intercourse. That makes them a HO. I don't know why she's getting offended. Maybe because the shoe fits perfectly. Okay, you need to understand there's a difference. You can have a roster of women and HOs. What is the difference? Well, attracting a woman means you're attracting someone that's feminine, someone that is traditional, someone that is already a maid wife. That is a whole different experience that you're having with that woman. When a millionaire is talking to a woman, he's talking to her out of respect, courting. He's not expecting access like that. He knows he needs to present himself a certain way, not only to her but to the family. Now, when you have HOs, when you have 3 or 4s as a roster, then guess what? It's a different experience as well. You're flying her out, you're just going different hotels. There's nothing meaningful about it. There's a whole different interaction. So when he's saying, hey, he has HOs, he has multiple of 3 or 4s, he is expressing that he is experiencing these females differently than he would experience a woman. When he's interacting with 3 or 4s, there's no commitment, there's no respect, and there's nothing more but then easy access. So he was right to say that. And a lot of these females get into their feelings instead of understanding the logic behind what he's saying. Nessman is saying if he was doing everything right, he's not looking for her. She was being used. She stuttered the whole time. Yep, I agree. Why? Welcome, Solid. Why are they mad? They want the same men. The so-called money bag. They all want the same men, but they want the same men to commit to them. Meanwhile, they have no type of value. It's really extraordinary to see how a lot of these females really believe that they can get whatever they want because they're able to have intercourse with whoever they want.
No disrespect.
No, he meant hoes.
No, but let me ask you this question. With that being said, and this kind of is a part of the card game questions. I'm gonna give you this question.
Okay.
This is in the tell me the truth category.
Okay.
Would you enter an open relationship if your partner wanted to? So, if you found this man that had this money but was honest and said, "Listen, you can't be my only girl. I'm gonna entertain at least 2 more." Are you okay with that?
So my response would be, I'm okay with it as long as you're okay with me living my life at the same time.
So here's the deal. Let me tell you, I'm gonna be
Yeah, that is a lie. Okay, I mean, we just heard that it's one or the other, right? So first of all, you got proposed to a millionaire that was openly cheated, but you had a problem with it. So it seems like what, you wasn't able to cheat back? You want to be in an open relationship? You know, she's very confused. That's why she has 2 baby dads. She has no order in her life. And she's completely delusional. You cannot call the shots with a millionaire. And you will never call the shots with a millionaire. And if you are interacting with him in this open relationship, then trust and believe you are not winning. He's not going to marry you if he can be able to just have you and everybody else. There's no point. Why would he commit to a female who's a single mom on top of that and they're in an open marriage? What is the point? Understand, marriage is not just about being committed to one person. Marriage is also building wealth with that person, and wealth doesn't just mean money. Is becoming one of their culture, becoming one of their wisdom, and having all those things build and become part of your legacy, essentially. If he's just in an open marriage with another female who's a single mom, why would he get married? He can do that any time of the day. There's nothing special about that interaction. This is why people say they're all the same. No one's going to marry you if they can basically get what they can get without having to be committed to you. You might as well just be in them streets. Welcome, Garrett. Women, after being promiscuous around I'm ready to settle down. Where are all the good and decent men? Exactly. To be honest, all the good and decent men are not attracted to them. And the truth is, a man can choose when he wants to be committed. A man can choose when he doesn't want to be committed. That's a whole nother experience that a lot of females can't seem to really comprehend. They can't comprehend that you can get one side from a man and the other woman can get another side from the same man. From the same man. The same man can have intercourse with you and then marry another woman. That all goes down to the type of female you are. So you could be with a man that could actually just marry you and have a family with you, but he would just choose not to. And when he finds somebody else, he will do that. So there are plenty of good, decent men, but they're just not choosing to wife you up.
Honest, this is a double standard. So I have millionaire men friends, and I'm gonna give you one example. They say no, because in their what I've been told is I'm gonna pay for my time. You're gonna get. This is a true story. One of my millionaire friends got 3 girls that he gives money to every month. This is a true story. I said, could the girls date other men? He said no.
Okay, Kendra, but they can't tell them what they're doing.
So you do it on the sneak tip.
I'm doing what I want to do.
Ooh, Lord.
Okay, you already know when you get into it, Crystal. Show
Lord
Crystal
Jesus.
one. Mira, show Crystal on the board. Okay. Ooh, look.
She is completely nuts. You know, when females talk like this, I actually think they got a few screws missing in their head. Nothing she's saying actually even makes sense. I'm just gonna be real with you. Nothing she's saying is even making any type of sense. She's just talking to talk, waffling. No, but seriously, because if we just go back to if that was true, what she's saying, right? If what she's saying is true, then she would have never declined that proposal because he was interacting with other females. She would have just did whatever she wanted to do. Everything she's saying is a huge contradiction. You would have been doing that from the beginning. So what are you on about? You know, I 100% agree with what Nessman said. She doesn't have a life. She doesn't have a life, okay? She's a single mom with 2 baby dads. She's 53 and she has no purpose in life. She's got nothing going for herself. This is as best and good as it gets for her. I'm telling you. This is as good as it gets for her. A lot of these females don't realize what failure looks like. This is failure. This is failure at its highest form. There are female failures. She's just talking to talk. She's just active in the streets. And at this point, she is really looking to be an escort. She's not actually looking to be a wife, okay? She's not. She's not looking to be a wife. I don't care what she says or what anybody says. She's looking to be an escort. She's just looking for another trick, another man that is making enough money to be able to spoil her. And now that she doesn't have children, she really has not, no, when I say she doesn't have children, she doesn't have like the responsibilities the same way that if they were under 18. Now that it seems like they're adults and they're living their own life and they're doing their own thing, she has free time and she's just looking for another man to spoil her. She's not looking for marriage. She's just saying it to seem respectable. You know, yeah, it sounds stupid, but this is why they say bird brain, because to her, this is logical what she's saying. But her children are adults. She has spare time. She's got nothing better to do rather than find a rich man that she could be able to spend her time with. But she's not looking to be a wife. She's looking for a man to pay for her life.
Get a profile picture.
Come on now.
Crystal look good, child.
Yes, Lord.
You look, I want to say this. I got
Crystal,
nothing
I
but
don't know.
love for you. I mean, I want to, like, I feel like I know you. My first time meeting you in person, but she's been on my show a couple of times. You are very an attractive woman. So I really do pray that God gives you the man that you want.
And I would like to say this to you, Kendra. I extremely appreciate you giving me the opportunity to present myself to the world so that I can have the opportunity to find what's really possibly out there for me.
Come on.
You are doing something phenomenal. I feel like I know you too. I cherish you. I appreciate you. And I really, really, really admire you.
I thank you so much.
God is
I
good.
love you guys so much. I really do.
Won't he will?
Listen, I might got some millionaire men, but they're going to be older and white. So we'll talk after the show.
Sounds
If
good
y'all
to
want to
me.
go
I'ma tell
older
you,
and white, I got
you
a
need to go to
few.
the Viagra Triangle.
Child,
You need to go
they
hang
buying
out in the
flights,
Viagra Triangle.
They paying for the hotels.
That's where the rich men, I'm telling you.
Yeah, I'm
Give me a
telling you.
high five.
Yeah.
This whole interaction is so degenerate. I mean, like, I'll be honest with you. I don't know how old he is. You know, I don't even know if he's straight, so I'm just gonna not talk about him. But honestly, they're too old to be doing this. Honestly, like, you are too old to be doing this. You're too old to be talking like this about God is gonna find you a rich old white man. Oh, thank you. Like, a lot of these older females really failed in life. They really failed in life. I mean, look at that background as well. This is honestly an all-time new low that a lot of females are heading. This is what 2030 is going to look like for these females. Except with no children. No children. This is what their future looks like. If they could be able to take a look at what the future looks like by 2030, this is it. They're going to be around single females and gay men. If he is. And if he's not, well, sorry. This is what their future looks like. Okay, she's not looking for a husband. Okay, I don't buy that. All right. A lot of females, they like to waffle. They bird brain, they like to bird yap. That's all that they do. Okay. It's a good old chin wag. I want to get married to a millionaire. No, you know, she's not gonna outright say, she knows damn well she's not gonna get married to a millionaire, okay? She knows that. But she wants to present herself some type of respect. So she doesn't want to come out right and say that I don't mind getting paid as long as he is paying me. She doesn't want to say that because she does have children. She does have children. So in some type of respect for those children, in her bird brain mind, she is going to sugarcoat what she's saying. See, those millionaires know what she's saying and they understand perfectly what she's saying. They understand, listen, I don't mind. They can see an escort that's willing to be paid. That's what they see. And they know that she is just lying about marriage and whatever relationship that she's been in to be seen as some type of respectable woman and not just a straight up 304 that's selling box. But she's honestly promoting a service. That's what she's doing. So Garrett said, how can that male say God is good, but in the same sentence, paragraph say Viagra triangle doing things God would dis? Yeah, I know. You know, I can't even. This is why I didn't want to really address him, because there's just a lot going on in this whole entire space that is all just degeneracy from what they're saying, from how they're living. It really does show you where she's at in life. And it also shows you where Kendra is at in life. I'm just going to be real. Because from what Kendra is saying and how she's living, like, this is what it looks like when failed females are together. This is just a manifestation of two females validating each other's failure. This is what the sisterhood is about. This is what it's about. No matter how old you are, this is what it's about, validating each other's failures and uplifting each other's failures. That's all that is about. Facts. She is definitely promoting a service. That's all that she's doing. I'm not buying all that talk. you know, and I wish people could see through that. A lot of these females, you know, a lot of females lie. Okay, they lie. But understand the message is going to go to the person that can hear it. Do you really believe? Do you really believe that these millionaires, do you really believe that these millionaires are looking at her and thinking, wow, she is going to be an amazing wife? Look how she's
Go,
dressed.
come on, we're
Okay?
gonna find
So,
those.
like, let's just be for real. I'm just gonna, like, look how she is dressed. Just take a look at that. Do you think millionaires are going to really look at that and say, that looks like a wife? Or are they going to say, that looks like someone I could pay? She is promoting a service. That's why she's dressed that way. She could have wore anything, okay? We all know that she's a female. We all know that she's a 304. But she could have tried to dress like a wife. She could have tried. And when I say try, I'm trying to show you that we can see what she's really about. Does she really believe that she wants to be a wife, or is she trying to sell a service? There are a lot of delusional females that actually do want to be wifed up by millionaires. But she is not delusional. She is selling a service, but masking it with marriage. And those millionaires know that. Now, for the ones that actually want to get married and believe that they can, they're just delusional. But I don't think she's too old, okay? She's 53. She has lived decades of life. Okay, she's not in her 30s, she's not in her 20s thinking, "Oh, I can get married." No, she's beyond that. She has lived life. She has some type of wisdom. I'm not saying she's intelligent. I'm not saying that she's dumb, smart, excuse me. But what I'm saying is age comes with wisdom. And she knows damn well that she is not a wife. So I'm just not buying it. Honestly. Gary said, if he said God as in anything else and not just he is certainly celebrating, but only Jesus is good. Yeah, he is just what you call he's like background noise. You know, when you're watching movies, episodes, whatever, you got the background noise, that the laughing, the ooh, the ah, that's all that he is. He actually offers nothing to that conversation. He offers nothing to the conversation. Together, that's a century dumbass. So, you know, that's what I gather. I gather that she is only just promoting a service and with masking it with marriage. You know, and a lot of these females, that's what they're doing. Like I said, a lot of females like to lie and want to mask their true message. But as long as it gets to who they want it to get to, they actually really don't care about what anyone thinks. They don't. She don't care what people are saying. She don't care what I think. She don't care what nobody thinks. She only cares about who's going to get the message. And that is the millionaire that's going to be able to pay for her service. She knows she's not going to get married. She knows she will never get married. And to be quite frank, she doesn't care. That's why all her points are contradicting. She knows that she's contradicting herself. She's 53 years old. Please. She is way past her prime years, okay? She has had 2 baby dads, multiple children, trust and believes. She knows what she's doing. She knows what she's saying. She knows how she's dressed. And all she wants to do is spend the rest of her cougar life spending another man's money and doing whatever she wants. That is it. A lot of people need to stop buying their lies, okay? These females just lie. But there is like a code with their lies. There is a code with their lies. That lie, I want to be married, is a code for I want to be paid. I know it doesn't make sense. It's like, well, how could you say that? Well, if we just take a look at how she's presenting herself and what she's saying afterwards, I want to do whatever I want to do. I don't mind being in an open relationship as long as he's a millionaire. Hello? Come on. It's so obvious. She is an escort. She just what she's struggling to do is to find a man to pay for her service. So she's going to use Kendra's show to be able to get free promotion. I'm not buying it. Sorry. She's looking for an arrangement. Exactly. That's all that she's looking for is an arrangement. And that Kendra G show is giving her enough clout to be able to maybe, I don't know, maybe get some attention from a man. And Kendra G is clearly saying, listen, I know some men that wouldn't mind paying. Kendra G knows that she's not going to get married to a millionaire. And she knows it too. Like I said, a lot of females talk with code. And if you truly understand what they're saying, then there's nothing to be ruffled about. You know, I realized down the line, you know, when I was first watching the interview, you know, I thought to myself, you know, maybe she is looking for marriage and all this Thai delusional demand. But then towards the end, with everything that she was saying, how it contradicted all her first points, I realized she's just lying. She's essentially just lying and just trying to attract a rich man that's going to spend money. After that, well, there's nothing much to say. Some people can tell, some people can't, but that is all that it is. What you have, and this is what feminism has produced. Okay, it has allowed a lot of people believe that feminism is just about owning your own bank and all these things, but sexual liberation, the liberation movement, right? This is what it is. This is a part of being liberated, is being able to demand. And it's not that you're going to get it, but you need to understand being liberated is being able to demand a service from a man, or being able to promote service and not actually be shamed for it. Yeah, we may be publicly shaming her with the internet, but to her day-to-day life, she is going to do what she wants to do and she's not going to be shamed. While if this was a couple of decades ago, she would never be open and honest and dressed the way she does. So this is all a product of feminism and the liberation movement that these females wanted. They wanted to live freely being a 304. And it doesn't mean outright just saying, I'm going to be in them streets, but it is outright living that reality. And no one can stop you, and no one can make you feel bad about it. And it's so normalized that she can walk out in the streets and no one's going to say anything. She can walk like this, no one's going to say anything. Her children probably think, oh, that's normal. That's how mom dresses. This a couple of decades ago wouldn't be normal. Everyone would be looking at her. If this was a couple of decades ago, everyone would be looking. And that's what the liberation movement did. It normalized prostitution. It normalized escorts. It normalized promiscuity. That now she can actually dress like this as a mother, go on shows like this as a mother, and do what she wants as a mother. That is the product of the liberation movement that came from feminism. It's normal people being able to sell their box freely, being able to go on a Kendra G show and say that I want to do whatever I want to do with a millionaire. Understand, these conversations you wouldn't be able to have. You would never be able to have. You will be shamed out of your community. Out of your community. Not in just your family, but the whole community would judge you and shame you. Today is not like that. So feminism definitely paved the way for these females to be and do what she is doing. That's all that it is. Can we bring back tar and feathering? I wish I knew what that was. I wish I knew what it was. But so yeah, that is my take to the video. It was an interesting video. She got me in the first end with the whole marriage talk, but at the end of the interview, I realized this is just another liberated female looking for a paying customer. That's all that is. Okay, then. So I want to say thank you for everyone for joining me. I'm definitely going to be doing more live reactions, so definitely keep an eye out. And yes, see you soon. Thank you for watching. Bye.